Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Homebrew Wednesday. It's been a little bit. I have been sick as a freaking dog. I don't know what it is or what's going around, but I've just been sick as a dog. So I haven't had the time to make a video because I really haven't had too much to say. The reason for that is I was going to do some beer mail, but I was so sick I couldn't stop coughing or sneezing. And I was like, I started thinking about it. Basically, I was thinking about getting everything together and starting to get the beer ready. And then I started thinking about it as I was writing everything down. I was like, "Holy crap! I've been sneezing and coughing." And like I could see on my notepad of like what to get together, there was sneeze. Like I could see sneeze, sneezing and coughing. Basically spittle on the notepad. I was like, "There's no way I can do this and be sanitary. Just no way." So I was like, "Okay, I'll put a hold on it. I'll wait a week, and then if I'm feeling better, then I'll start bottling everything." So yesterday I start getting everything together to start bottling, and can't find my freaking growler filler. Literally just bought it. Can't find it. I was sick as a dog basically the next day after I bought it. And so I couldn't even remember where I put it. Asked my wife if she moved it. She couldn't find it. We literally, went through the entire house. And me, of course, at this point, just pissed, cussing, where the F did I put it? Couldn't find it. Have no idea where it went. So I had to order another one. So to the people that I said I'm gonna send you stuff, I will. I swear to God, I will send you the stuff. It's a bit of a disaster. So I've ordered another growler filler, which it's no big deal. It's $10, including shipping to get one. So it's not that big of a deal. I'll probably, before my life's over, I'll probably buy another five or six because I'll just keep losing them. So it's a small price to pay for beer mail, but my birthday's coming up, so I've already started getting my birthday gifts from friends, relatives, and all that. And I want to show you guys something I got. Check this out. Anyone who's friends with me on Facebook knows that I got a little hard to see there, but that is a dogfish head. Let me get the glare out of the way. Dogfish head, little miniature Randall. Um, Anybody who has a wife like me who loves loose tea, this is kind of like the same thing as a lot of those loose tea mugs. It's basically a three-piece system. You got this plastic piece here. This little metal piece right here is a filter, and then this is just the cap. I want to say, sorry, just bit my tongue. I want to say that the little the loose tea thing I bought for my wife, I believe, was about $15. I looked online. This is about $20. But from what I can tell, it's actually a lot bigger than my wife's loose tea thing. So this is actually a pretty darn good deal. I would, if something were to happen to this, I would definitely buy another. Something that I've noticed, it only has a couple screws on it, like basically levels of the screw. So I don't know. It doesn't feel like the tightest fit when it's on there, and as you can see, there's only like two levels of the screw, so it's kind of easy to put this thing on the wrong way, but and almost screw it down incorrectly. So you have to be really careful with that. But as long if this thing lasts me a year, I'd be happy. It's just not especially with these little filters, the little mesh. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to clean them, so it's almost worth it to just buy another. But this is really cool. What I've done is this is my Nightmare IPA, and what I've done is you can see the green in there. I've shoved about less than a quarter of an ounce. I mean, shoot, probably less than that. Basically, not a lot of loose leaf hops of Northern Brewer in here. And so basically, all you do is just pour it. As you can see, this glass isn't the cleanest that I'm using, and there's a reason for that. I actually just had a glass of the Nightmare IPA without any hops. So now it's time to taste test. As you can see, the hops have expanded a lot. I basically just filled enough hops so that it kind of filled the bottom. Nothing too crazy. But let's do a little smell. So before it was, you can look at my other videos. It's a good IPA. The IBUs are nowhere where they need to be. According to my iBrewmaster, the IBUs should have been 95, but I just really don't think it's there. I don't know how fresh my hops were from Hops Direct when I got them, but when I smell it now, it's a absolute hop bomb. I mean, there's just overwhelmingly smell of Northern Brewer hops. It's so good. It's more what I wanted. Oh yeah, You definitely get that hop oil taste, the resin. Um, this actually just sets the beer over the top. And the thing about this that I like, that I'm going to be doing a lot more with it, is basically just trying stuff like this. Try beers that I normally don't dry hop them, and see, and then use different types of hops, and see what I think about it. So I think next time I'm going to try pellet hops and see how it works using pellet hops. If it works out well, then I'll keep doing that. My biggest fear with the pellet hops would be that it'll clog the filter, so I won't use that many pellet hops. But yeah, I mean, it just gives me a good idea about what to do going forward. So I would say, all in all, if you got the $20 to buy this thing, it's well worth it. Buy it. I think SJ's had one, he said, for a couple months. So I guess, ask him whenever his craps out on him. Then he would know before I will when his is gonna crap out. Most likely, assuming that ours are both equally the same. So yeah, other things they say to do is to get crazy the Dogfish Head way. Put some apples or pears or something crazy, some sort of fruit, and then add spices to this as well. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of options for it. I really like this thing. For $20, it's definitely well worth it. And also, it allows me to basically throw crazy shit in my beer. And if it tastes like crap, I've only ruined a glass of beer instead of ruining a whole keg of beer. So that's what's going on there. Let's see, what else is going on? I transferred my SJ Pour 2.0 to keg. It's now sitting in the keg, and in the keg I dropped 4 ounces of oak chips, and I put 8 ounces of Eagle Rare bourbon. It's a top tier bourbon, in my opinion, without having to basically get a loan for your to buy your bourbon. Bear with me a sec. Okay, so like I was saying, the Eagle Rare is pretty much it's about as high as I'm gonna go for bourbon. I might go like a little higher if I could find some was it Pappy Van Winkle or whatever, but I mean it's like 35-40 bucks for what is it, just a regular standard size bottle. So it's decent, it's pretty darn good, decent whiskey. It's a step above their basically their lowest brand, which is Buffalo Trace. I go out there to Kentucky. I've got relatives that are out there. I go to that distillery. I really like them. I think they're a great distillery. They make great stuff, and they're not name brand. So what you're paying for on the bottle isn't the extra added on for the brand Maker's Mark. Um, and while Maker's Mark was coming out and basically saying, "Hey, it's going to be hard for us to meet demand, so we're just going to water down our stuff," Buffalo Trace came out and said, "Hey, buy our stuff. We're never watering down ours. We have laws against that. We would never do it." So just another reason why I say don't buy Baker's. Buy other stuff. But getting back to what I was saying before, so I've got 4 ounces of oak chips and 8 ounces of of Eagle Rare bourbon sitting in that keg. I'm gonna let that sit for a month, and then I'll taste test it, and then I'll let it sit for a total of 6 weeks. So 2 weeks past that, try it again, and that'll just be my thing. Try it every 2 weeks and see how it tastes. Once it has the taste that I want, or I see that it's not getting any better, then I'm just then I'm gonna bottle it and save it. My plan is to ship some out to SJ to see what he thinks, and then maybe if I still have some of the original SJ, I'll ship that out to him as well, and then do the same with Kevin. And then if anyone else wants some, speak now or forever hold your peace, because I'm basically going through in about 2 weeks. I'm gonna take a whole week off, so in about 2 weeks I'm gonna be going through and cleaning out my beer, basically my beer space, reorganizing all my bottles. So if somebody wants something, like I was saying, speak now. I'll write your name on the bottle so I know who's it for, and I'll save it for you. I'm pretty much the only one that goes down there, so there's no worries of someone's wife coming in or drinking it. I heard someone do that, and that was just hysterical. So sucks to be them, but those are pretty freaking funny ass story. Hmm. So other than that, what else do I have going on? I brewed a cream ale that should be ready in about another week or so. I think I'm going to be I think I'm going to put that into my keezer for about a week probably the next couple of days, I'm gonna put it in the keezer to let it cold crash, and then I'll rack that over to a keg. Then I also have my first ever session beer. I've always made pretty big beers, so I made a session beer. It's a 2-2-2 beer. I basically 2 pounds of wheat, 2 pounds of two row, or actually 2 pounds of Golden Promise, sorry, and then 2 pounds of rye. And what I'm doing with that now is it spent 2 weeks in primary. Now it's spending 2 weeks in secondary. I am I kept the temperature kind of warm on that so that I could get like a banana and a smidge of like a clove taste. So I'm also using Citra hops and Bravo hops, which also they're both kind of different types of citrus taste coming out. So it should be really cool to see that beer. I think it's going to be kind of like a cool fruity sessionable beer. So hopefully it turns out well. 2%, that's like you could have 4 or 5 of those a night and be fine. So that's the idea of it. It's basically to get a pretty solid recipe ready for summer when the summer comes by and my wife and all her friends are over drinking. So that is pretty much everything going on my end. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna enjoy this Randall Northern Brewer infused Nightmare IPA. Watch a little bit of basketball and hopefully watch some of your guys' videos. So that's it for me. Remember, life's too short to drink shitty beer, so get drunk on the good shit. All right, I'm out. Peace.